Hello again, my name is Milton and welcome to the Little Milton channel. So why are we going on about the RYOBI Quiet Strike, model number R18QS? Simple. My mates bought me this and they want me to actually do a little sort of demonstration eventually. Not quite yet. All I'm just going to do today is just go through this quickly, a bit of a quick review, you see, so they can actually see this and actually say what they want in it and what they don't want in it, if you understand what I mean. Anyway, we'll start quickly over here. As you can see, we've got our battery on charge and it's actually showing here, it actually shows the lights up here. I'll show you just in case you can't see them. So it actually tells you how much charge is actually in there already and how much it's going, which actually I think is a good idea, to be honest with you. And the reason why they want me to make this video is because when we finally leave the European Union, they'll be changing the laws in Britain. At the moment, we can't just change laws as we want. We have to go through the Union. And one of the things that will be changing will be the noise levels and quite a few other things. So, in other words, normal impacts are actually quite noisy. So, what is the advantages to using hydraulic impacts? Notice the word hydraulic impacts. These are beginning to get called nowadays impulse drives for a reason. If you're a contractor and you sign up for a contract to work on or near a hospital, the chances are you won't be able to even use a hydraulic impact, because the fact is it's an impact, and that's what it says. Even though it's quieter than a conventional impact, which generally the cameras don't really actually pick up, as I proved with how good are hydraulic impacts, or are they any good, I think the video was called. And of course if you push them over the limit, then that's when they start getting noisy. So there are lots of areas and lots of places where we can't use impacts. On or near hospitals, construction sites early in the morning, late in the evening, and of course all night 24-hour construction sites as well. Obviously they can't be used at night there as well. Around retirement homes as well, because their hearing aids pick it up and it sounds quite loud in there. You can't use them there. There's certain other places where they put conditions in where you can't use them. There is lots of places. So what are the basic advantages? Well, apart from being quieter, a lot less vibration that comes off them as well. They're a lot smoother to use, for one. And they're a lot smoother to actually use as well. Anyway, this is the RYOBI R18QS. It spins at 3,200 revolutions, right? And it has 2,200 impacts per minute, or impulses per minute, because to get around some of the rules on this, they seem to be calling them impulse drives now, you see. So what else came with it? We got a belt clip that can be fitted left and right. I took it off for the time being because it's sitting there while I'm waiting for this battery to charge. I got 2 screws. I got a PZ2 bit and a 3/8 drive bit as well with it. Okay, so that's really all that actually came with this particular kit here. Although I will say though, you can actually put the belt clip on upside down as I did originally. I actually had it on that way up originally, I know. So I wondered how many other RYOBI owners did that. So anyway, I've took it off the time being. I'll fit it back on once the battery gets charged up on it. Now we'll just have a quick run round the whole thing. This is a 1/4 inch chuck here. Not wholly impressed with this one though, because you've really got to push this in quick, because if you don't push it in quick, what happens is it locks up on you and you can't. It decided it's doing it now. Before, if you just touched it and got it wrong, it would have to stall out and then you had to pull it back out to get the thing in right. But now it seems to be working correctly. No, there it goes, you see. So you've got to be careful of that one. You've really got to get it in quick. And it also fires out, and now I've went and lost it in the toolbox. Clever stuff. Okay then, it has 3 halo lights at the front, which go off when you depress the trigger. I'll show you that once this battery is charged up anyway. And of course this bit around here is actually plastic, not rubber. Up here, all this is plastic. But we've got a little bit of rubber up on here and rubber on the sides. And of course, as we come back, it is a brushed motor. at the back rather than a brushless motor. And again, here we've got rubber on here, and then as we come down we have our forward and reverse switch, which are actually pretty adequate, and of course centre is lock. I'm not going to knock it, it's pretty good, it's no worse. And of course the trigger on it as well, very Milwaukee-ish. Of course it would be TTI, isn't it? And the handle is actually a bit bigger than what I thought it was. The machine itself isn't as big as I thought as well. Well, it's still heavy, it's still a bit of gravity there. But the rubber's very grippy on it as well, I must admit. Very grippy indeed. So, as we come down, we've got a magnet here. Now, the magnet is very useful. I find the DeWalt magnet is also very good as well, to be honest with you. And you see, you put your screws on there and you've got them. I know they fall about a bit, but so what? They're still there and they're still held on. They're very hard to shake off and actually throw them off the machine itself. And of course, here at the front, you have a bit here to clip tooling into place as well, which I do think is another good idea. Now, the battery just clips in. This is lithium iron, this battery. It always reminds me of the old NiCads, but it's not, it's lithium. Clips into place like that. To release it, you have two fasteners here at the side, which are coated with rubber. And you have your light there at the front to tell you how much charge you've got left in it. And there is a little bit of rubber on the base of it. Not as much as what the Milwaukee batteries have. I must admit, I do like the Milwaukee batteries for that. And as I said, you have three halos at the front, which when you let go of the trigger, it switches off. Personally, I think I prefer them staying on, even if it was only for 10 seconds. So, now that we've had a quick tour around about it, how quiet is actually the machine itself? And one thing I did forget to add on this, there is no actual speed control like 1, 2 or 3 or tap mode as well. It's all done on the trigger, and the trigger itself is actually very good. It's very controllable. And how the trigger actually works is, when you pull it on nice and steady, it spins nice and steady, and the more you pull it on, the faster it gets. And then you reach a certain point that when you reach this, it then just hits high speed mode. Now this is something that Makita tried and failed on. I'll give you a demonstration of the Makita fail just now. So what I mean by this, listen to how the trigger builds up nice and slowly, and then when it hits top speed. And it's actually got quite a long pull, unlike the Makita, and I'll show you that one. This is the Makita 12 volt DF032D. It's 12 volts, and when you pull the trigger on it, it spins very slowly to start with, but if you pull it just a little bit further, it goes into hyper mode, and I'll show you. Very hard to control. It's one of the reasons we stopped using it. The drill is just as bad. Is this battery full as well? Yeah, it's a full battery as well. So we can see now, once it's fully charged up here, the lights actually go out on it. So that tells you it is actually fully charged now. Now, the bit I haven't told you is, how powerful is it? It is 45 newtons. Now you compare this with the Milwaukee Surge, which is 50, and then you compare it with the Makita hydraulic drive. That's 40 newtons. So really and truly, it's sitting in between there. But how come then the Makita seems to have more power than the Milwaukee? I don't know. I'm not going to try and answer that one at all. Anyway, so how quiet is this? Now, one of the problems I get by using impacts up here from my neighbours is they actually hear the drumming off this table down through onto the laminate floor and at the floorboards for some unknown reason. It's called drumming. They hear the drumming. They don't actually really hear the tool, not unless I'm using a standard impact. So how quiet is this? Let's find out. These are just standard 5x50, 10 gauge by 2 inch. So, and it's very controllable, as I said, on the trigger. And I'm not scared to actually use it and stop at the same time, because it doesn't actually make too much noise. It's hard to say whether it's quieter than the Milwaukee or not. That's kind of hard to say, you see. So I wouldn't really know. Anyway, you've heard it here. But next, we've got to go for another test. We've got to hit the seller, and we've got to increase the size of the screws on them, and we've got to run it up another impact to see what it actually sounds like. Okay then, this next test, bit of a sound test, I'm going to leave the camera roughly in this position, and I don't think we'll hear any difference. Then I'll do it again, but I'll move the camera further back. Now the camera is on a microphone stand, and then for the third one I'm going to try and get in the microphone as far away as possible so we can hear the difference. Now, the DeWalt impact being used today is the DeWalt DC-F886. Right, so let's see if I can get this job done and not make a mess of it like I did the last time. Okay then, hydraulic first, then the DeWalt. Okay then? Okay then, we've done that. Now we'll move it further back. Now, let's see if there's a sound difference now. Okay then, you're on. Okay then, here it goes. Hydraulic first. Okay, that's that one over and done with. So we'll move the microphone further back now. So okay then, what did that test prove? It proved that the further you are actually away from these, they sound quieter. In actual fact, if you were standing at the second position and you were to listen to both impacts, that's basically what you would actually hear, the difference in noise. But because the microphones have a special mute system inside the cameras, they've got a bad habit. They tone this down so you can't hear it, hence why the first one there was no real difference. The second one, marginal difference, but the third one you can clearly tell that this was quieter. And this is the thing, the noise of these doesn't carry, which was when I did the Milwaukee sound test, Milwaukee Surge sound test, sorry, I actually proved there that the noise didn't carry. The hydraulics were a lot quieter. And once again, I've proved it again, that distance, they don't. And this is the point, this is what me actual mates are trying to sort out. That for an employer to actually use hydraulics in, say, a factory, the noise is going to be minimal. It's going to start slowing it down. So you could have quite a few people using impacts and it's not going to get noisy. Because could you imagine a production line where you've got maybe say 5 or even 10 impacts running at the same time? Like this, it's gonna get noisy. And the bits I used were both the same. They were both V5 T30 bits. They were both identical the same. So okay then, so we'll move to the next stage now, which is putting in a 22mm bit. Now this is a 22mm bit by DeWalt. I'm not going too extreme yet. I am going to be using my famous DeWalt 32mm. I don't think it will break down through the bottom. I've noticed that even some of the drills are actually struggling to get down through the bottom in this decking, but this should make it down through no problem at all. So we'll go in about here. We've got a clear bit here, we're away for everything, no holes, no nothing. Okay then, let's go. Right, I've got that down, 22mm, no problem at all. Why 22mm? 22mm pipe. Pretty standard size, so we know now it'll do that. But can we take it to a bit more extreme and go to the 32, the one I actually sharpened up and over sharpened and really put an edge on it. Yeah, you shouldn't really do it. By the way, if you are resharpening these, you can actually only do it so many times, and then after that you sort of lose that little pitch that they've got inside the DeWalt bits. You can still keep using them though. Right, let's go for it. And this time I've not had any problems with the chuck. It seems to be going in. Right, we'll pick this bit here. We should be clear of everything. Now I reckon this will stall out at the bottom. I can't see it breaking through. I noticed, as I've said, some of the drills have been struggling to break through the bottom as well. Okay then, it's the decking. Yeah, it did struggle again, as I said, at the bottom. I did have to lift it just slightly, just a tiny bit, and it finished it off. Okay, that's that test over and done with. Okay then, the screws used in the sound test were 6x100, 12 gauge by 4 inch. Now, remembering that this impact, the RYOBI, spins at 3,200 and has 2,200 beats per minute, and has 45 newtons. This has 160 and it spins at 2,800 and has 3,200 impacts per minute. So this RYOBI here was actually faster than what this thing was, and it did feel as if in actual fact it had a bit more power, but of course this had a lot more impacts going in, so it was slightly different. But this definitely, on a straight run down, would have beat this, no problem at all. So what do I think about this impact? Personally, it's got quite a bit going for it, to be honest with you. I mean, we've got a bit of rubber on the bottom, which is good. A bit of rubber there for a nice little touch, I suppose, if we're pulling the battery in and out. Battery gauge at the front's pretty adequate. Of course, we've dropped a light. I have noticed that this thing is greedy for fuel. It definitely warrants a bigger battery, at least 4 minimum. The magnet on it, very good. I mean, it's one of them that worked. DeWalt had this idea. I don't know who came out with it first, whether it was RYOBI or DeWalt. I don't know, and I don't care either. It works at the end of the day, and of course having a place where you can clip bits of extra tools at the front, it's another good idea. Whether it's on the side, on the front, it doesn't matter. It's still a good idea. The belt clip is left and right, and it feels a bit shinsy, but I've seen worse and had worse. The handle, let's see, it's got a good grip on the handle. It grips well. Trigger on it, very adequate, very easy to control. The forward and reverse switching, pretty good as well. I mean, yeah, it doesn't get in the way, it doesn't annoy you. And as I say, the rubber's really grippy on it. Disappointed coming over the front now with the front lights. They don't stay on. I think they should have, and that should have been rubber at the front as well on it, to be honest with you. The collet's one of them, I must be getting used to it, because when I first got it I had real problems getting used to that, I must admit. Have we got anything I can dry that way now? Ah, couldn't find them, there they are. You've really got to get that in quick. If you try putting it in sort of semi-gently, it doesn't go. So, and it's done it again. I've pulled it out and it's flicked right back, it won't stay in. Again here, not really impressed with this, the 1/4 inch chuck. It could have been better, I must admit, on this. So yeah, oh, and of course, because it's TTI, Tectonic Industries, which Milwaukee is also TTI, but different companies. Like, I mean, Milwaukee and RYOBI are actually separate. At least we haven't got the old customary Milwaukee Texas Instrument logo up here off the old Speak and Spell. At least they've done away with that for this one, so that's quite good. So do I like it? Actually, yeah, I do. And I must admit, when you put screws in, you can feel it. I do think that lot of thump 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 as they're putting them in, I think that's where the Milwaukee and Makita hydraulics actually win. They are actually quite good on this. They are that little bit better. But then again, it's Milwaukee and it's Makita, so this is RYOBI. Yeah, it'll get used. It'll either end up somewhere in the kitchen or it'll end up in the cellar. I would imagine probably it could end up in the cellar. It's just a quick thing to use downstairs because it will work. And I must admit, it does work too. Now, at the end of this footage there will be an extra bit, and what I'm going on about is it's what happens when you push hydraulics over the limits and actual noise. It was something I did and I experimented with. I axed most of the footage on that one actually because it was no good, it wasn't working. So in some ways I've had to redo this all over again, which it happens. I mean, everybody will tell you when they make videos for YouTube, it does happen, you end up making bits all over again because you think, ah, it's not working, and that didn't work. But I will show you that footage, and that footage is what happens when you push hydraulic impacts over the limit with the noise on them. It's up to you if you watch it or not anyway. Anyway, my name is Milton, channel's called Little Milto. Subscribe if you want, thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm easy going about it. Let's see, that's now when you'll now see the film with a sound on it. Okay then, bye now. Now, the reason why you're way across there and I'm here is because I'm going to do something I have never done before. Standard basic impact, it's not quite. This is the Makita DTP141 4-mode impact driver, screwdriver, percussion, drill, right? Okay, this is based at 150 newtons. This is 45 newtons. We know it's hydraulic, we know it's bigger than that, right? Don't complain because it's on a 5-amp battery. This is not a contest to see whether or not they'll do it. Basically as well, I would like to know whether or not this thing can actually put this in. Okay, now, as I say, I have never done this before. Are we in? Yep, right. We'll, it's not a speed test, it's a noise test. You'll find out. Don't know why the RYOBI seems to be jamming. RYOBI does not like doing it now. RYOBI seems to be a bit off. It doesn't want to do it. It's not came through the slides or anything. No. Right. Alright. No, RYOBI doesn't seem to want to do it. Right, well, just finish this off and let's see if it'll do it. Nah, make too much noise. We'll skip it. Right, it's gonna do it, but only just. Okay then, and let's see, the RYOBI, for some unknown reason, doesn't want to do it now. Did that one. Doesn't want to do this one. Let's see. Nah, it's saying it doesn't want to do it. And yet it did the first one. Strange, I know. Is it overheating? No, it's not overheating. So I don't know what's wrong with it. Just don't want to do it.